What's good, boy?
What's going on? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. Reallionaires Podcast, episode 4. We got 2 left. Yeah. So let's get it started. We're going to introduce everybody. I am The Real, a.k.a. Mr. Truth and Jokes. To the left of me, we got...
You already know Slim Man, a.k.a. Slim Announcer, the voice of reason. Let's get it.
And to my right, we got...
Your boy MJB, Marlon Jean-Baptiste. You already know, funny man.
And we have a special guest tonight, longtime friend. I don't know, like, if we should treat him like a celebrity or like the homie we know him as. But
this is the homie. This is the big homie.
We got my man Slim, the barber in the building. Yes, neighborhood Slim. And tonight we are talking about the streets, as we've learned in our lives how they don't love you. So first let's do the check-in, fellas. How you feeling? What's going on? Outstanding. That's a good one. All right.
I'm alive.
Alive. All right. Blessed. So I'm the only one who feel negative, huh?
Let's go.
Why?
Yeah.
What normal?
Yeah. I'm a little in my feels.
Well, what happened?
Okay, so and I guess we'll touch on it somewhat later on, but I'm really starting to get bothered when I put up a post and I didn't tag nobody. Right? It's just my opinion. And then someone jumps on like I said it to them. You know what I'm saying? And it always catches me when I first wake up. And I don't know about y'all, but my mood when I first wake up usually dictates my day.
Okay.
So it's like when I see that, I'm like, yo, who the fuck? I didn't ask you.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then you gotta realize that social media, once you put it up, you open yourself up for everybody else.
So we all know you married, right?
Right.
Next time, say it to your wife.
Nah, cause she's just as bad.
But what I'm saying is, like you said, it's social media.
Right.
Social media, once you put it up there,
yeah, it's open for everybody.
That's what it's for.
But my thing, I think it bothers me because those be the people like I'll put up some real deep, insightful shit, and they won't say nothing. But then I put up something that they disagree with, and I get a whole soliloquy in the comments.
Right.
Because negativity is it catches people's eye more than positivity always.
Hey, baby, what's happening? Miss Williams in the building.
Was on Ralph.
Yep, he had one on Ralph. Yeah,
my man was like Slim from Ralph.
Everybody sitting there like he cut my hair before.
Right.
Head from Kingsborough?
What you say from Kingsborough?
Head from Kingsborough?
Yeah, I think you from Kingsborough, right, Ed?
Ed or Head?
Ed.
Okay. Boy had Ed. I know Ed.
Nah, he definitely was a bald head back then. Maybe now, but he wasn't bald head back then.
Okay.
Yeah. See, this ain't gonna cut so many people here. Right.
Who knows?
All right. So let's get into the first question. What was your hood like growing up?
In Brevoort?
Yeah.
I mean, Brevoort. It wasn't safe, but it was the devil I knew.
Okay. That's deep. I like that. That was
heard that?
Right? Bars.
It's a bar right there.
That was bars.
So I mean, it was at that time, it was family. Or I appreciate growing up in the projects, right? Because it taught you a structure about family. I had my mom, my grandmother was on the 5th floor. My other grandmother was on the 3rd floor. The 2nd floor. My aunt was on the 4th floor. So, it was a lot.
Right.
It was a lot. But as far as the environment, that was, you got heroin, you got coke, you got crack, you got, everything. And, you come outside, you was safe, but you really, really wasn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
you damn sure wasn't.
Again, the old heads, they would do their drugs, but they was more respectful than ever at that time, So, I mean, it was what it was. That was just the hood for you.
Right. Ralph Ave, Brevoort. Yeah.
Ralph, Bainbridge.
You
know what I'm saying?
Fulton,
Patchen,
yeah.
And even with that, every side of the projects had their different level of violence, different level of crimes, different level of danger. So it was, boy, what a time to be alive, right?
Babe, he's being honest, but he got to be selective with his words. He already let us know from the gate, like,
she She out there.
Yeah, she know.
Right.
That's right. She was Brevoy.
The Brevoy I knew.
All right, right.
I mean, it's the Brevoy we all knew, but you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
baby, she gonna say I got robbed in the Coliseum. Damn, baby.
Good job.
Where they at?
Uncle Mel, what up?
We gonna run down on them.
Them niggas is probably older in jail now.
Yeah, so that's why we gonna run down on them. Oh.
Shit. I'm from the same hood, so I'm definitely agreeing with him 100%. Like, definitely wasn't safe. And you had to decide early who you was gonna be. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You a part of it or you not.
Right.
You outside or you inside.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So definitely wasn't safe.
Right.
But we here now.
Right, we made it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
So, being that this is my actual blood brother, she said, "Oh, it was by your man's, but he brought it back."
Oh shit.
possibility.
Yeah, he said possibility.
It's a possibility.
So
that's what the
So
hood
y'all got
was.
some
Right.
undisclosed beef you ain't never know about.
Obviously, I'm just hearing about this just
right,
now.
right. He's just here today. So as
That might be
everybody
the reason
know,
why she got it back.
hey, how you doing, Miss Parker? And for everybody who knows, this is my brother, so we pretty much grew up, in the same house and same hood, McDonough Street, which was a short ass block. You was on McDonough Street too, McDonough what?
Between Ralph and Patchen.
Oh, okay. We
you're
was right up the block, McDonough and Broadway. We was a little block with the post
block.
office, and then no trees.
Little block with mad shit on it though.
Mad
Right,
shit.
right,
Everybody
right.
and mama came on our block. If they wanted to shoot somebody, they knew they could come shoot them on our fucking block. It wasn't safe. I agree with that.
It wasn't.
But for us, it was fun.
Absolutely.
That's, yo, that's
You know what I'm
absolutely
saying? It was fun because, like, everybody respected my mother so much. She was like a mother to the block.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like we were, I'm not going to say protected because we still got in shit, but it was like people knew, oh, no, that's Gwen's son. You know what I'm saying? And as we got older, you start coming into your own. You know what I'm saying? He fell in love with the basketball. I was just an asshole with jokes. But there was always that feeling of, some shit could pop off.
Absolutely.
And usually it did.
It did. Hell yeah, it did.
You know what I mean? I remember shit. I came home from work and I ain't gonna say no names because I don't want to incriminate nobody. But it was a motherfucker laid out in front of the post office. Dead. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh shit. And people was just like, yeah, they got him. They got him. What the fuck?
Like he was supposed to be
Yeah,
dead.
like yo. But the one thing I will say about, and you can tell me if you agree, the one thing about growing up on that block, it built your character.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like you said, you had to know what you was gonna be. For us, because living on McDonough Street, every other block it was drama. You couldn't go on Halsey Street because you had beef over there. Couldn't go down by Ralph Avenue because you had beef over there. So we made everything on that block. Nigga, we had a basketball court. We had a handball court. We had a football field. If it snowed and the ice got down, we did hockey. All of that shit.
Right.
But you had everybody who would come to our block. It would be Nick. I remember one time we was sitting outside. Big Daddy Kane pulled up. Niggas like, oh shit, yo, Kane. That nigga broke his neck going into the liquor store and getting back in his car. So, yeah, I would definitely say it was dangerous but fun. Shout out to free lunch. I gotta say that.
Oh,
one
yeah.
time. Yeah, one time I gotta say that. Free lunch was the shit. What? I told you about this shit with my daughter when she asked me about that. She was like, Daddy, did your mother used to bring you lunch to school? Because, I take her lunch every day. I'm like, nah, baby, I had to eat the school lunch. You ate the school lunch? Yeah, and at that time it was fucking good. We ate it in the summer too.
It was a totally different time
Right,
back then.
right. These little fucking bougie ass upper crust kids, boy.
We didn't want to go inside.
We didn't.
That was the whole thing. We didn't want to go inside because usually if you went inside, you had to stay inside.
Or you got that threat. Don't be running in and out my goddamn house.
Right.
You know what I mean? All right, so next question. Because we've all made it. I'd like to say that. Congratulations, we all made it.
Yeah.
When was the exact moment that you realized? Because we all had those friends that was in the shit. You know what I'm saying? And we might have been in the shit from a distance or even deep in it.
Right.
But when did we realize this shit wasn't for us?
When did I realize it wasn't for me? That shit was early. I knew that shit was not for me. Shit, the first time I went to the bookings, honestly.
Okay.
The first time I went to the bookings, I went to the bookings for nothing.
Right. You got caught in the sweep.
Caught in the sweep. They was like, he the one that pointed the finger, but it was just the fact of not having my freedom for that many hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody telling me what to do, when to do it. And that was enough for me to be like, yeah, this shit ain't for me. I mean, that and just being on the block and having the cops roll through and they know people by first name.
What up, Tony?
Hey, what up, Tone? What up, Rob? And I'm looking at that shit like, nah, that shit ain't for me. Like, I don't want to ever be at that point to where I'm in and out of jail that much, or I'm fighting for my life every day. I got to look over my shoulder every day to, you know what I'm saying? Because I got what they call ops now. You know, so I just, I try. I'm not going to lie. I tried that life. You know, I was in a little gang for a minute, you know, all that. That was another thing, too. So I was in a gang one time. I swear to God, the gang lasted for like 2 weeks. Because I was in a gang, and another gang, like, ran down on us. And we folded like a fucking lawn chair. And I was like, yeah, this shit just ain't for me.
Right.
Like, I'm going to just shoot these basketballs.
You lucky mama ain't here now to hear that shit.
That's fair.
You better lucky mama ain't here now to hear that shit. She bust your ass.
Right.
Just
ain't play that shit.
I ain't want that life, huh?
Shit.
Right.
For me, it was once everybody started getting booked up.
Okay.
And I luckily didn't. You know what I'm saying? Not for no hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with you that bookings will humble your ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you realize simple things when you in the bookings. Like, I can't go to my fridge and get something to drink.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got to wait for you to give me something to drink. Let it be okay. Nah, I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying?
And I was in the booking 3 different times.
That's real. As far as me, I mean, I always say the same thing is when I had my my son, my youngest son, it was like I can't tell him how much I love him and don't do any on everything to be here for him. Yeah. Like it just doesn't, it didn't, you know, the math just wasn't mathing.
Wasn't mathing at all.
You know, of course, you know me, I still dibble and dabble, but it just, the heaviness that I had to be out there wasn't there no more. You know, my wife, she was, you know, you sure you really want to still? I was like, nah, but yeah, but no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know yet.
You know, looking at my son and I'm like, yo, you know, to be away from him and everything that was built is like for strangers. You know what I'm saying? Because if it ain't home, it's strangers.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, my situation is pretty much just cut and dry like that. I don't have a long story behind it. That's just what it is. Like, it's just the structure. I'm structured in a certain way now versus, you know, then. So that's basically it.
For me, it was the loss of somebody I watched grow up.
Okay.
This kid, Raleigh. Remember Raleigh?
R.I.P. Rob.
R.I.P. Young dude. And so on my block, like, people were known for certain shit. So me and the people I hung out with was known for the jokes. But we knew everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even if we weren't in the shit, we knew who was. That's how it was. So it was, in a lot of cases, guilty by association.
Right.
But with this kid, we used to see him and try to get him right. Because his mom's was older and she was stressed and she was going through her shit. And, like, the shit he was doing, this nigga was out snatching fucking chains and shit like that. He snatched a cop's chain, didn't know it was a cop until he saw the badge. This nigga's running for his life. And we put him in the hallway. Like, my nigga, you got to stop this shit. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get back in school, this, that, and the third. 2 weeks later, he walks a girl around the corner. She set him up. Niggas pull up on the car like in some old Boys in the Hood type shit.
Right.
Popped him. He ran a whole block, fell in the store. So I'm trying to turn him over, but because of the way he fell in the store, I can't get him. People are running around, people are panicking, and he's throwing up fucking blood, and he's choking, and he fucking died. And I seen people die before. Watch people get shot before. All of that. But it was just the fact of seeing someone this young.
The youth.
You know what I'm saying? That we just tried to talk to and try to get right.
Right.
And then to know, like, because got to keep it a buck. Back then, you were lucky if they found the person who did it.
Right.
They never found the person. And my thing was always, I don't want to be in that position where my family can't find peace because they didn't find the motherfuckers who did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if it was because of, and I know we had a conversation about this, especially if it was because of some little dusty ass bitch. Sorry, people, I know we said we're going to calm down on the word bitch, but in some situations the word bitch is needed. And she was a bitch.
Listen, I said calm down. I didn't say totally.
No. But I'm
break the word.
I'm
just let's lower the numbers.
You know what that mean? That mean either him or whoever was watching. Look, yo, there was 47 bitches.
Right, they counted it.
They knew exactly how many times you couldn't like.
It was me. Y'all see me? I be over here like this.
They heard so many bitches. They like, is he talking to me? No, I don't even fucking know you. But yeah, and then I had friends that weren't into street shit. Or if they were into street shit, it wasn't all the way in. So from young, I knew this ain't it.
Right.
This ain't gotta be it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even with Slim, you know what I'm saying? Slim is one of the reasons why I started going the way I did with poetry.
Okay.
Because one day he hit me, he like, yo, what you doing? I'm like, I ain't doing shit. He was like, yo, I got some tickets to Def Poetry. And we went. And Kanye was there. He did
You remember that?
Yep, he did his verse from Gold Digger, 18 years. 18 years, she got you for 18, you know, that one. He did that there. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching this shit. So Sonia Sanchez was there.
Okay.
Nikki Giovanni was there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Got a good memory.
yeah, well, you know, especially with playing football, I'm lucky. So it was like I saw that. You can't hear me? Wait, hold on. So it's like when I saw that, my whole thing was, look at all these fucking people, and they paying attention to what the fuck one person is saying. That's the kind of power I want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, chilling on my block, I wouldn't have never seen that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was because somebody hit me and was like, yo, what are you doing? It's just like, you know how many times I miss getting shot or shot at because we did shit like go to 34th Street game room.
Right.
And come back and find out, yo, such and such got hit.
Such got, right.
Damn.
All the time.
I even miss watching my brother get booed on the Apollo. That's another story, though. We're not going to talk about that right now.
Shit, I miss getting jumped one time because I went somewhere else to play ball.
See?
I came back. They was like, yo, like 10 niggas here looking for you. Huh? For me?
I'm finding out a whole lot about this motherfucker because we didn't know none of this shit back then.
Some bullshit, some she say shit, and niggas ran down on me. I was hooping.
All right, so here we go. Next question. Now, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, but when we was growing up, there were certain codes in the street.
They ain't there no more.
Like, if you had beef with somebody, you didn't fuck with them if they was with their family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If older people was around, you tried to kind of watch your language.
Yep.
You'd apologize.
Right. Pardon me.
You slipped, right?
You know what I'm saying? But it's not there now. I have my own opinion on why I think it's not there no more. And I think it's kind of like with rap music. What I mean is...
Nope, they're not, Sha.
Remember rap in the beginning, it was, oh, I'm chilling with my boy on the stoop. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then somebody came up with, nah, fuck that. Fuck the police. This, that, and the third. And we got gangster rap. And then everybody wanted to be a gangster. Now we got drill music, which to me, I hate. Let me just put that out there. I hate it.
Okay.
I think the shit is so simple. Like, I can make a trap song right now with fucking Wonder Bread as the only subject.
No lyrics involved in it. Like,
right.
It's just humble shit with a hot beat. That's all. It's just a beat.
But yeah, I think the evolution of that and our elders not stepping in. So y'all can let me know what y'all think.
I think you touched on one of the biggest parts of it is that it's no elders. It's no, like you said earlier, before you would have, even they would be the ones in the shit, but they're also the ones telling you to not get into it.
Right. I remember Dolphin told me, don't do this shit. It's bad
Why
for
you
you.
doing it? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so now the elders are 2 to 3 years older than the ones that's trying to get in the game.
Right.
So all they gonna do is pull them along right with them because they don't got no fucking guidance. So how they gonna guide somebody else? And I think that's the biggest problem. There's no guidance. There's nobody setting the morals. There's nobody saying, yo, we don't do this. We don't shoot children. We don't sell to, you know what I'm saying, somebody with their baby. There's none of that anymore. So these kids are just learning from somebody who don't know. Mm-hmm. How can you learn something from somebody who don't know something? So, and now they're just running out of here, and it's like they just shoot people for no reason. They got fake beef. I think nowadays they create their own beef that's not even real beef.
Yeah.
And it's weird, but it's just, I think the fact that there's no elders and no guidance is probably the biggest reason why it is the way it is.
But is it really no elders? Because I know some older people that will say something, and the first thing you hear is, mind your business, suck my dick.
No, it's no elders with the respect, though. Because our elders, we respected them. Even the OGs, even the ones that was on the block doing the dirt, we respected them, though. So if they said, yo, go down the block, little nigga, you go down the block.
Right.
It was no questioning. It was no like, yo, now, like you said, now, you go down the block, and fuck you, it's my block.
Mm-hmm. So therefore, there's no elders.
Yeah, there's no elders. Yeah. The elders are not even respected.
Right.
I think it's actually more of our generation's fault than we realize. And I say that simply because a lot of people are having kids young now. And it doesn't mean that they wasn't before, but they having kids young, and they living a young life. Mm-hmm. So there's no structure at home. Mm-hmm. And then on top of the no structure at home, they're babying their kids.
Like you was talking about before, parenting soft.
Right, parenting soft, because I work with kids. Well, let me not say kids. I work with 20-year-olds. So 20-year-olds is what?
Damn, they're kids.
No, they're kids. But what I'm saying, our generation is their parents.
Right. Mm.
So as much as we could sit here and say, okay, we see it from this perspective, we remember this, we disagree with how it is now, our peers ain't on it like that. Because would your kid do it?
No.
Would your kid do it?
Would
your kid do it?
But I'm gonna let you go.
I'm just saying, would your kid do it?
No, but
all right, I got you.
Because he about to come with some other shit.
I know he
That's
is.
that barber shit.
I know
no,
he is.
it's really not. It's human shit. Like I'm trying to.
Nah, but what I'm saying is,
the human right now.
No. My mind. I'm listening to him.
Working.
Yeah. My mind's working. Yeah, that's all.
My kids won't do it. My kids is more respectful than I was.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because me and their moms had that structure with them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And without that structure of letting it be known that it's a problem.
Right.
Anything you learn, you stick with that. Mm-hmm. Right? So if you training somebody at your job and you training them the wrong way, they do that every day. Now here he come, yo, this is how you supposed to do it. I'm stuck over here,
right?
Nobody said nothing. All this other time I'm doing it. How you telling me now to do it? And even when they do realize they doing it wrong, habit makes them do it the old way because that was what you learned.
Right.
So I think our generation needs to take more accountability in the fact that we didn't do what our parents did. Because you think about it, what was your real fear and why you apologized to that elder that you cursed around?
I didn't want that shit
you ain't want to get back to your mom.
I was about to say that too. They don't have no fear what's going to happen to them when they get home when they do bullshit out here.
Exactly.
But you know why? That also goes back to no elders. Because when they get home, their parent is on the same type of shit they on. So their parents encouraging the dumb shit they just did outside.
I wouldn't say that. I think, honestly, the shit right now is. Can you say shit?
You can say shit. Yeah.
Reallionaires, we curse.
We curse.
That's why I should film on Thursday, not Sundays.
My mind. You gotta connect before you correct, right?
Okay.
So if there's no connection with these kids, you can't possibly try to correct anything they have going on. What you said was 1,000% correct. But what I'm saying is, it's not even a but. However, the presentation is everything. How we were raised, we had this foundational thing where we were afraid to say XYZ or smoke in front of Miss Johnson or whatever. Right now, it's not that. And a lot of women that I have conversations with, they try to stray away from the teachings that their mother gave them. And I always said, if a woman doesn't have a grandmother in her life, I would never be with her. Because it's not based off of what your mother gave you. It's the information and the knowledge and the foundation that your grandmother gave you that really, really counts. That's the shit that's going to stick with you for the duration of your relationships, right? So we're lacking a lot of that. And once they start locking a lot of the elders up and taking that foundational man from outside the house, this shit just went flat. And being that New York is now turned into a dick rider state,
OD.
The youth are not following the youth from New York. They're following the youth from Chicago and all these other states. So you're trying to emulate what you're seeing by way of the internet versus what you're seeing in your own projects.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What we did, we followed the guidelines of the teachings of what we were going through in our own projects. That's why it was a situation where it was a lot more love, a lot more unity. And then if I see you saying, "Now I'm not going to curse in front of Ms. Johnson," I'm also doing the same thing. But now with the whole internet thing, they don't care about none of that shit. So they're not following the old school values of what we are accustomed to or we were accustomed to, because they're quick to go to the internet and say, well, you know, once the kids leave outside our house, they have 8 or 9 hours to the teachers or to their community where we're out of the picture. And that's taking over the households now, right? So it's like a lot of times we fighting like a crazy battle as parents alone. You know what I'm saying? And then the guys that's before us, we can't look to them anymore because the guys that's older than us that haven't made it, they're calling the young guys with more money than them big homie.
Right.
Fact, yeah.
Right.
So,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it gets weird, as that's why before the cameras came on, we was talking about just not even adapting to what's going on right now. Like, it's crazy. It's weird, and I don't want no parts of it. Because I got to keep my kids understanding that, listen, nobody cares for you outside of this household. The moment you step outside this door, the teachers, the principals, nobody gives a fuck about you. So you follow what I'm saying. You listen to me or you listen to correction officer. Make a choice.
So I want to touch on something you said, though. You said that they got the 9 hours outside of you. But, you know, I feel like sometimes even in their house, they got that same thing. Because nowadays, like, in the household, parents watching their TV in their room, and the kid is in the living room on the tablet, or they on the internet. So it's like, it's still not a lot of households, the parents are still ain't happening. Even when they in the household,
yeah, but
they
that's
still raising themselves.
No, you're right, but that's the balance. But that's going back to what we were just saying. You can't lose yourself as a parent, because then you have to remember, if you're still here for a reason, right? So the fact that you have these children, now we have to take accountability to say, all right, bet, now I have these children. Am I going to raise them how everybody else is raising their kids, or I'm going to remember the foundation that kept me still alive to this day, right? So now I'm in the living room. And we're at the kitchen table. We're eating as a unit every Sunday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's certain things because now my daughter has to understand what it looks like to how she's going to treat her husband.
Exactly.
My son is going to realize what it looks like to how to treat his wife, right? So I'm responsible for these actions right now. So, you know what I'm saying? I can't be on my phone. I can't do that until they're sleeping. And that's when I can, Right. So that's just
1,000%.
That's just my thing.
And you know what's funny is you're talking about the parenting. It's crazy. I was flipping through Instagram, or was it Facebook? I don't remember. One of them shits that that Zuckerberg owned. And there was a video. This dude, and he was like, how putting your children first is dumb.
I think I saw that one.
Because why would you put your children before you when you and someone else created the child? And the first thing I said was, we've gotten this selfish as a fucking society that you think is something wrong with putting a child, a life that didn't ask to be here, a life that you created through your fucking choices, they can't do for themselves. And by the time they're old enough to do for themselves, if you didn't teach them right, they still can't.
That determines the route that they go.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I remember, this is when, with Nia. One day I came home, and I'm starving. I'm fucking hungry. My wife made the food and gave her first. I saw some shit about it, and it was like a whole big conversation on, do you feed your children first? And you know what I said? Those are people who don't understand family. Because for me,
my son is not getting a big piece of chicken.
No, I ain't saying that. No, he ain't got to get the big piece of chicken.
Not the big piece.
But he can get his chicken wings and stuff first.
I disagree.
Okay, why?
Go ahead. Huh?
The reason why I say it is because
I actually hate that conversation, by the way.
yeah, a lot of people do.
But we have to have it.
Right. It's one of those that we got to have. For me, this is why. As the husband, the father, you're supposed to be the top of the pyramid. I'm not right if y'all not right.
There you go.
So watching and making sure that y'all got the food, that y'all can eat, I'm good. Because I'm going to figure out some shit. Let's just say, oh, it wasn't enough. Nigga, I'll get some cereal.
Right.
But I'm not going to feel comfortable eating if my children, if I don't know that they ate.
My grandmother fed my grandfather first.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I don't like the fact that women want to emulate the long-term relationships of their grandparents, but don't want to emulate the process it took to have that long-term relationship.
Could it be because they don't know?
No, they seen it.
But they only want to emulate
right?
certain
No, but the reason
take the newspapers off the mirrors. The thing about
no. The reason why I say that is because, like, for instance, I knew my grandmother on my father's side had a boyfriend, right? Hold on.
On the phone side,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, they don't really be counting. Like,
nah, I loved her more than my mother's mother.
No, I love my mother's mother way more.
Nah, Betty, listen. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's a different,
Write it down.
Right. I'm gonna write it down. But what I mean is like, my grandmother had a boyfriend, right? And then she had a side nigga.
Oh, you had a good grandmother.
Yeah, I had a good grandma.
Grandma
ain't fucking around. Right.
He
So
looked like he just learned that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
So now,
Damn you, Grandma.
so now look. So now peep game. Grandma was so good. These two motherfuckers would sit Sunday dinner and eat. All of us are eating. These two motherfuckers are sitting there eating. Now, no one knew until they got old enough to find out Mr. James wasn't your uncle.
Well, I was about to say, did they tell you?
Right, he wasn't your uncle. He was actually grandma's boyfriend. And Jimmy was a side nigga. And the only reason we knew Jimmy was a side nigga is because Jimmy was the one every time he came around, he gave us money.
And they both respect us equally.
Right.
Right.
I didn't even know that my grandmother and my grandfather had split up because they slept in the same room.
Yeah, but which nigga did she feed first, though? Because that was
She fed us first.
She fed the kids first.
Little Table got the food first.
But neither one of them was her husband.
Right.
So that's a whole different story. Now, had one of them been her husband, then we can have a conversation of who was going to get fed first. My mother's mother fed my grandfather first. He brought home his check. He put it on the table. She divvied it up, did what she had to do. She prepared that food. She fed that man first. I'm not saying is right or wrong.
But
Only
that's
thing
just what
I'm
you're used
saying,
to.
this is what I've seen.
That's what you're saying.
And I've never seen my grandmother to be wrong. Only thing my grandfather ever told me, don't drink behind your grandmother because that's my wife. And I know what that meant.
Grandma had that dicky breath.
I know what that meant.
Right.
So, as far as I know,
Don't drink behind your grandmother.
Don't drink behind Nana.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
I'm definitely team feed the kids first.
Right.
So it stars in my life. She's team feed kids first.
Yeah, nah, it ain't. I ain't even really got much to say behind it. That's just how it is.
I'm definitely I'm team feed the kids first.
Yeah, but
I
y'all
take enjoyment.
But now wait, now hold on. Let me ask.
Absolutely.
Now let me ask this
Absolutely.
question though. Let me ask this question.
I don't even treat all my kids the same, so let alone feed the kids first.
Nah, I treat them all the same. I fuck them up.
Everybody
all the
has
same.
a favorite kid.
Boy, girl, monkey.
It's all about the situation and the person. I agree with you can't necessarily treat all the kids the same depending on what's happening.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I discipline them all the same.
I don't think it should start out the gate like that.
Fuck them up.
Like out the womb, he was like, "Yeah, that's my." That's
You know what? I like the way you wiggle
after that, I'm just like, "Fuck him."
You know the way you wiggled that toe. This is gonna be the one.
Him about the womb.
This gonna be the one. But you know what? I'm gonna say this though.
Everybody else after you, fuck him.
Honestly, I can say 7 touched me more than my other kids.
That's your favorite kid?
That's not my favorite kid.
Because you were surprised you still can make kids.
That and the fact of fuck you. And the fact that of what it took for her to get here.
That's your favorite kid?
I am my favorite. My favorite.
Can we just talk about it off record?
Yeah, we want. All right, so we're gonna do that once the cameras. Okay, hold on. So Kim said, "I feed my boys first, then I make my husband, then my plate." See, okay. So I guess it just goes according to what you're used to. Yeah. Because like for us growing up, we never saw males in the family like that. You know what I'm saying? Like my pops was a double Dutch father. He'll jump in our lives for about 6 months. He's jump out for about 4 years.
You got 6 months?
Yeah, I got 6 months.
I didn't even get 6
but
months.
how about the fact that he thought I was my mother's boyfriend on Pickens Avenue?
Wow.
That's
See, those are the type of shit that make you go, yo,
distant the relationship.
Right, and then make you go, yo, fuck my father.
Right.
So now you go out in these streets and you hardened, you jaded because you know what I mean?
You got anger in
Right.
it.
Like I think a lot of these kids nowadays, if you ask them why they mad, they can't fucking tell you.
Yeah, that's okay. All right.
I got a question I wanted.
Okay, go ahead.
So Brittany said,
"What up, Britt?
Do y'all
lunch lady?"
Not that Brittany. So
not that one. Sorry,
not that one. She said, "Do you agree if one kid gets a whooping, all the other kids get a whooping?"
That's more old school.
That's
shit.
old
That's
school.
old school.
That's definitely old school.
That's old
She's
school.
looking at it as the kids are co-defendants now.
Yeah, that's old.
And
school
what
for sure.
see the thing about it is a lot of
I
times
don't
when we was
agree with
growing
that
up,
shit at all.
when we was growing up,
Nah.
the ass whoopings taught you a lesson. So like, for instance, my mother when she whooped one and she whooped all of us, it was because we had to understand that y'all was here when he did this shit, and y'all didn't stop it.
That's what I'm saying. I
Caught
get
a
it.
couple asses because of me.
You know, I get it.
What
but-
nigga? I got punched in the face
caught a
because of
few
him.
because of me.
No, but listen, I was the youngest out of me and my brothers, so same thing. Like, you know what I mean? I would always get a pass. How he reach up there? He couldn't get up top there and get the whatever the snacks
agree with
was
that
or whatever.
shit.
Yeah, I'm the only
Meanwhile, I
child,
did.
so I don't get those problems. But
You know what?
But the thing about
don't
the thing
do that
about
shit
it
at
is
all.
the when I discipline one of my kids, they all get afraid. So I don't need to beat the others because they already know. You know what I'm saying?
We was like that, but it was because we 9 times out of 10 we did some shit. Because my mother, she wouldn't discipline you for everything. She let,
Right.
like she said, she give you enough rope to hang yourself.
Yeah, it's like it's like getting punished by God. You punish harder when you know better.
Right.
Right? Yeah, your
Right.
punishment is
You know
way
what I'm
worse when you know
So
better.
she'll like I remember one time, my other brother, she's beating his ass because he knocked over radiator paint all over the brand new linoleum that she just laid her goddamn self, that she spent her money on, which she really didn't fucking have. And she told him 4 times, stay away from the goddamn paint. And he didn't listen. What I'm telling you is, while she was whooping his ass, I cleaned the shit out of the kitchen. Because I didn't want to be next. I didn't want to look at me and go, last week.
That's what I'm about to say about our mother.
Yeah.
Our mother would be whipping one and find other reason
And remember
to
some
whip the
shit
other one.
you did.
But I think our parents, they were getting anger out. I truly believe that.
You think so?
Why wouldn't it be? Why am
I
I
don't think our
getting?
mother was getting angry. I think she just
No,
was
see,
a pro at whipping ass.
no. You know what's funny is like as a kid, and I think this is what's fucking up a lot of today too, because I remember I would be in my room and my mother, she didn't discipline me or whatever, and I'm like, when I have kids, I ain't never gonna be like that.
I think some people took that phrase too far.
Too far.
Oh, for sure.
Because
Yeah, for sure.
one thing I will say is my mom's, and it was crazy, like my mom's would beat our ass, or once we got like 13, the belts was gone. It was strict knuckle game.
You're right.
But it was a conversation after.
Right.
You know why I fucked you up, right?
Yeah, it was always a legit reason. It
You
just
know what I'm
wasn't
saying?
getting
If she got on her bill do shit, you know you fucked up. And you had to explain why. And the shit about it was, if you didn't explain it in your own words, you got another ass whooping.
Another one. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I think, I don't want to sound abusive, but I honestly, I feel that if the ass whoopings were like they were back then, because ass whoopings back then was psychological too. Think about it. You got to go get your own switch. You got to go get the belt.
It's crazy.
You thinking about this shit over here. See, Slim he don't know about because, you know, yeah.
What?
What?
Only kids don't get beat.
Nah, I don't think that's true.
Nah, I don't think that- I don't
Did
think
you get
That's
beat?
definitely not true.
All right,
That's
cool.
not true. That's a lot of fucking energy for beating. You don't got nobody
Right,
else to
you
beat.
ain't got to spread it out.
Nah, I don't know.
You don't got to hold back to beat another kid later.
Yeah, because we burnt Gwen rotator, her rotator cuffs out.
She might have got tired whipping your ass. I think in our generation, I don't think there was too many kids not getting beat.
In our era,
and you think about what we all say now. That shit saved me.
It trained you. I think we got a topic.
I think it trained you.
Yeah.
I think it saved you.
Yeah. All right, we gotta get back on topic because that's gonna be a whole different one. We're gonna do one on parenting.
No, my parent did not take a break. My parent had a Gatorade and an Energizer battery.
Nah, don't talk that shit because by the time you came around, Gwen wasn't even whooping ass like that.
Well, I think y'all.
He got away with so much shit. Yo, we would look and be like, It was so bad one time.
You niggas need therapy.
No, yeah, I do.
Yo, you know
one time I stepped in.
It was so bad.
One time I stepped in and whooped his ass for her. I was like, Mama, I got it.
All right,
because
it's like, all right, Slim. It's like if
you gonna feel one of these old school
NBA player, right?
Can we get to the tough?
Wait. Let me ask you a question. Any NBA player at the end of their career, they're not the same player, right?
Right.
Because they don't put in so much work. They done scored 50,000 points. By the time she got to me, she wasn't the same ass whip anymore.
But that's
she
all
don't put in so many ass whips with them
doing
too.
more fadeaways at that
Yeah,
point.
she was pump faking and lane and all that. She was coming on screens now.
All right, yeah. Rest in heaven, Mama. Definitely first ballot ass with a Hall of Fame inductee. Okay, so motherfuckers, well, let me not say that. Brothers who come from jail. It always seems to me that they're given a certain level of respect or fear because they went to jail.
Then. Right.
Now it's like the other day I saw somebody that I grew up with and they was like, yo, you ain't been to jail yet? Like it was the Bahamas or some shit. I'm like nah, my nigga, that's not a place I'm planning on going.
Right.
I mean, jail now is different though.
Yeah.
That shit look fun. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, it'll never look fun.
Shit. Right, never look fun.
Shit. Fun, man. They be there doing TikTok trends and all that and going live.
Frying food on the staircases and shit.
Fun, man.
Shit.
But
I might can make it now.
I mean,
but you understand.
It look different. I don't know about fun.
Bro, they don't miss a trend.
But you got to also understand there's a difference between jail and prison.
Yeah, huge difference.
Jail is Rikers. Everybody, you see your man's there.
I'm speaking.
Prison is up
bro.
top with them racist motherfuckers that throw piss and shit on you.
Yeah.
There's a difference. But my question is, shouldn't we respect the motherfucker who was in the streets but never got caught more?
I would.
Well, you got to remember when back in the day, it was like said to be a man, you had to go to jail.
Right to passage.
You know what I'm saying? That was like a big thing to where teenagers was growing up feeling like, man, fuck that, I go to jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the way it's being viewed is when you come home, now you a man.
Got that street cred and all that.
You got the street cred, right? You
And the women like you because I know he can put it down and
right.
Okay.
But
Go ahead.
I think people don't realize not everybody in jail is tough.
No, it just means you got caught.
Right.
That's literally all it means.
You got some dudes in jail that's soft as shit.
Not only that, but
Come out still soft as shit, but they gonna act like they was tough because they was in jail. I just did 30 years. Yeah, you was watching underwear. And
you did 30 years in PC.
Right. You was somebody's bitch.
Yeah,
Right.
You was somebody's bitch.
How you got your hair braided? Who braided your hair, boo?
You saw that shit? You said you just came home. How's your hair braided?
But I think I don't want to say it's like as someone who used to go to Rikers, not as an inmate, but I used to go and talk to the kids there. As someone who has a loved one that's incarcerated, that shit is never ever has it been cool.
Right.
And what people don't look at is when these people come home, mentally they are fucked up. Depending on how long they did, they are mentally fucked up. It's like, I honestly believe if there's 1 million black people on this planet, all except for maybe 10 has some type of PTSD. And you don't have to go. What I mean is like, you don't have to go to the military. You don't have to go to war. Because just some of the shit we've been through, just living, like, if you grew up during the crack era, you got PTSD. I'm telling you.
Right.
You might not realize it, but you see shit like when I was a kid, I remember I walked in the fucking hallway, crackhead is busting a nigga down in the hallway. And he like, what's up now? I go in the house, I'm like, Ma?
Can we move?
They doing something out there you told me I shouldn't see. So,
that's a crazy number, right? All but 10 to 10 million is crazy.
No, I'm just saying. And I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know all of us.
Right.
But, yo, talk to people, and it's like for instance, it was a dude that I knew, Christ, amazing poet. God, rest in heaven. He passed last year. He did 27 years, as he says, up top. As good as he was of a poet, he was that drawn as a human. Like, we would go somewhere, go to a show, everybody, there's 13 of us. Everybody's laughing and joking, and he's just sitting off to the side. You all right? Yeah, I'm good. But you can still that he's still in the shit.
Right,
until
right.
one day I said to him, my nigga, you're home.
Right.
Fucking smile. And he smiled for like 20 seconds. But you know what I'm saying? It's like you're glorifying some shit that's got all types of tragedy tied to it.
Facts.
So, like, nah, I don't know. That was just a random question. I was high when I wrote that one. Okay.
You ain't got nothing to say on this one?
I'm gonna stay clear away from that.
Okay.
Yeah, he
cool.
wants.
Okay, no, just had to. I ain't want to leave him out.
Right. No, I peeped it because he all right.
Talked in the hoodie.
I can tell when he got something to say because he'll sit up towards the mic. All right. Ever lost someone to some hood shit?
Institutionalize a real thing.
And how did it affect you?
Nah, I'm clear on that one. I ain't losing nobody no hood shit.
Okay.
I mean, you know, we grew up in McDonald Street, so we lost many. Yeah, well, one of my best friends growing up. Was
Rest in
one of my
peace,
best friends
Finelli.
growing up. Crazy because we grew up in Brooklyn, but we both ended up in the Bronx, pretty much across the street from each other. And so crazy. I remember the night I was in my house and I saw the ambulance go past my window, and I had no idea who it was, who it was for. Somebody DM'd me the next day and was like, "No, that was your best friend growing up. I'm sorry for your loss."
Yep.
I'm like, "Fuck you mean?" Like, they're like, "Yo," we called him Little Man. Like, Little Man got killed last night, and that shit, like he said, I've been around people, you know, pass. I've had people die around me, but that shit had me so fucked up. Like the next day, like I think I didn't go to work. I didn't do anything. I was just so fucked up, and I had to meet my daughter's mom for something, and I was just like spaced out, standing next to her. She was like, "What happened?" I told her what happened. She was like, "Yeah, I know that shit got you fucked up." She was just like, "Yo, like, it hurt so bad, and it hurt bad because we wasn't as close as we was growing up when he passed. Obviously, we would see each other in the hood, speak or whatever. So it was like you start thinking about the time lost.
Yeah.
In between that time, when last time you spoke to that person, last time you hung out with that person. So, yeah, that was tough, man. That one was real devastating, and yeah, it was a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, rest in peace, little man. Finelli. Sir.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? 'Cause that ties into the last question. But I won't say his name because a lot of people, what they've been doing since he died has been, you know, making a lot of money off his name and, you know, shit like that. Shit that
Using it for clout.
Yeah, that I don't agree with. But me and my boy, we was real close and had like real, you know, outside conversations. Real tough dude outside, like heavy in the streets, well respected. And he got locked up. He did like 10 years for something that he could have been involved with, but he wasn't. But he got the time anyway. And during that 10 years, he lost his mom. And he also lost a brother. So it's like the people who he was supposed to come home to, you know, and do right by, in his mind, you know, there's nobody to come home to. I mean, he has children, but just wasn't the same. But he was, funny enough, he would go to every party, every single party. You have something, he's supporting, he's there, but he was battling the whole time, like really, really struggling heavy mentally. And make a long story short, he ended up ODing on fentanyl.
Wow.
Right? And the thing about it is, being the person that he was, you would never think that he would succumb to something so weak.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell nobody how to say ouch, right? None of us can. But people cope how they cope. And that one took a toll on me still to this day. And that's why I kind of got quiet on the last situation, because it just triggered my mind into thinking about him. But it's crazy because, you know, he was just there for everybody. I'm talking about strong-minded, strong-willed, just and well-respected all the way around the board. I don't care what state, you know, he was in, it was still the same wave. And that shit just, it took over. It finally took over, and it was over. But it's like, it was bound to happen. And he had a bunch of episodes, and a lot of dudes that was around us took it as, that nigga be all right.
Just him being
that you know what I'm saying? I know what's going on, but the nigga be all right.
That's that Superman's
calm
syndrome.
I just seen it in a different way, because me and him have had heavy conversations like, yo, bro, I need you to be here for, you know. And but that one night, it was just, he was about to come outside, and you know, he had just maybe a couple of months ago, he had bought a Rolex. He was, yo, nigga, this is 70,000. I said, nigga, you got it. I don't expect anything less. It was fresh. You know, he bought a whole bunch of clothes, preparing to go out of town to a party that we were always going to go to. But that one night, it was eating at him bad. Now, normally it was, you know, it'd be like, all right, he'll be over it, you know, soon. Like, he had to go through that thing, you know what I'm saying, that space. And then once he, you know, was on that stratosphere for maybe an hour, then he'll be all right, he'll sleep it off. But that one time, it just, and honestly, I know his kids ain't, you know, been the same, but I haven't been the same since. And I know it. That shit triggers me to this day, just knowing that, you know, something so crazy can just take somebody out that was that strong, you know. So be losing somebody like that, or what was the topic? Losing somebody in the hood or behind some hood shit. Yeah, that was my biggest loss.
Wow.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace for sure.
For me, it was my step pops. As I always say, my biological father, he wasn't worth much. But my mother lucked up and met a dude, and he had demons in the form of heroin. He was a great man, cook, clean, did time in the military, wasn't lazy, but he had this demon. Every once in a while, he would flip out. One day I came home and he was hiding behind the bed with a butcher knife because he thought he saw someone in the kitchen. The only thing that would snap him out of it would be when we go, Mama coming through the door. Oh, hey, baby. And he, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
One day they got into some shit, and it was because he was high. So my mother told him he had to go. Now, this was the closest thing I had to a father.
Right.
Like, we would sit and watch Monday Night Football, and we had a routine with it. Like, we would get Hawaiian Punch and Nutty Bars. So he's gone. Now, mind you, on McDonough Street, we had the crack spot. Right there on Schaefer Street was a crack spot. The only dope spot was on Cooper.
Yep.
He was gone like a month because he went to go get clean. I'm in the house, knock on the door, open the door, and it's him. And you know, when they just come home from rehab, how they look good. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you home? And he said, well, it depends on if your mother let me. Cool. At the same time, his running buddy, this little motherfucker, come on, Bill, let's take a walk. They take a walk. I'm cleaning the house. The phone rings. Hello? Yeah, Bill's laid out on Rockaway. Click. Put my shit on. Run down there. At that time, I wasn't as big, so I could actually run. I get down there, and they're putting him in the ambulance. I get in the ambulance. First, they're trying to stop me. I'm like, yo, that's my father. Y'all niggas is not stopping me.
Right.
First thing I notice is his jewelry's gone. The nigga that he went with cleaned him off. He looked at me, grabbed my hand, closed his eyes. That was the last time he opened them. I'm sitting in the hospital waiting for my mother. My mother gets there about an hour and a half, and this shit felt like something out of TV. She walked in, she come out. I said, what happened? They said she said, he's dead, and just start crying. Everything in the hospital disappeared except my mother.
Right.
And I honestly feel like there's a lot of demons in the street. And the downside for a lot of black men is we face them alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because part of me felt like if she never put him out, that wouldn't have happened. But now on the flip side of that, what would have happened?
What would have happened?
Because it's not like he didn't, you know what I'm saying, he didn't put hands on my mother one time.
Right.
And I was too young, couldn't do nothing about it.
Right.
So I said all that to say, bringing it full circle, is too many things in these streets that let us know that the streets don't love us. Be it fake friends, drugs, racism, police, ignorance, lack of, all of that. If you're watching this and you're a parent, teach your children that, especially your young black men. The women, they need to learn the lesson, but the black men need to embody it. Because the streets don't love you and the jails are waiting for you. With that being said, I am the Real. This has been another episode of the Reallionaires Podcast. Shout out to my co-host, Slim the Announcer, MJB, and our special guest, Neighborhood Slim. Yes, sir, I am the Real. Don't forget, February 22nd, my therapy open mic, a free open mic. Bring your ass, bring your ass, bring your ass. All right, baby. Come out, baby. I'm on my way. Shout out to S.STREET Media. We got, what's this, episode 4? We got 2 more left, y'all.
2 more episodes. Tune in.
Tune in. We appreciate the support. We out.